on YouTube. Can you hear me clearly and see me clearly? Can you hear me clearly and see me clearly? I haven't been to this location in quite some time to do a Walking with Purpose live stream, but I am back. I'm back in San Carlos, California, right next door to Redwood City, where I live. And I'm walking the Bay Trail by one of the most expensive upscale and high-class athletic clubs on the planet. It's called the Bay Club. I mean, I'm just going to show you. I'm walking outside of the lot. You can see like how nice the grass is here. Now they just cut it, so it's a little bit messy here, but it's cool. I mean, this is like as green gets. This is why we typically have no issues with wildfires in this area, because everything's green for the most part. I'm just gonna show you this perspective as I walk on by the Bay Club and head on over to the San Francisco Bay Trail that runs right behind it. Those of you that have been following me for quite some time have seen this before, but it's been a while since I've been out here. And it's Friday, so I felt like, all right, let's go to a different location. Let's give the folks a little change of scenery, right? And I feel really, really good today. You know, my pinched nerve is almost all gone. Even one of my longtime supporters / subscribers, Beastmaster, who may be watching here, I know you were here in the chat right before I went live. He even commented yesterday and said, I noticed, Eli, you're feeling a lot better. See, look at that. This is the perspective. Folks, this is not even 5-star. This is like 10-star. This is a 10-star athletic club. This is for like the richest of the rich. Now, I don't come here. Now, just because I live in this area doesn't mean I'm rich. I'm definitely not rich. But look at this. Let's give you the perspective from up here. Right? This is premium. Got somebody blowing some leaves and stuff. Don't worry, we'll get into the peace and quiet area. There's a nice bird right there. You can see it. Hey, birdie. Just kicking in on the very, very green and trim and beautifully kept grass. Now you got to tell me, folks, look at how green this is. This is what money gets you, right? The sun's beautiful, right? All right, enough of that. Beastmaster says, good day to you, Coach. Hope to catch you later. Just in case, hello, Coach, and hello to my queen. Hello to you also, Lewis. Watched your WWPS. Excellent. I have a bulging disc. Oh, you herniated a disc, brother? Well, I'm sorry to hear that, dude. That sucks. Well, when you get into your 40s, bro, I'm not quite sure how old you are. I thought you were in your 30s. But it can happen anytime. It's more prone to happen when you hit your 40s. Now, give me a second here. My phone looks a little bit off. I think I'm okay now. Why does my phone look a little bit off? All right, there we go. There we go. We're all good now. Yeah, when you get into your 40s, you're more prone to herniate a disc or pull a muscle or, get hurt in some way, shape, or form. No matter how well you take care of yourself, which is what I'm trying to say. Here's the back end of the athletic club. I mean, they're doing maintenance today, but this is just freaking gorgeous. Yeah. And then you walk over here to where the, I believe it's a Holiday Inn, if I remember correctly. You walk over here, and there's a beautiful Holiday Inn. And right behind the Holiday Inn is where the Bay Trail starts. And that dude in the Mercedes SUV was not going to stop. Yeah, people drive like crap here. They think they own the road because they've got money, right? Listen, I've lived here all my life in this area, right? I know how the people are. There are nice people, but they do think they own the road. Excuse me. Some office building. They've got some barbecue pits out here. Nice metal seating. Metal seating is actually pretty comfortable. It's firm, so it gives you great ass and back support. And trust me, you want ass support too on your chairs because you have muscles there too. Trust me. No Bay Club parking. Private property. Unauthorized vehicles will be towed away at owner's expense. Yeah, no worries. I'm just showing you the perspective on the way in. Folks, we're going to be here for at least an hour and a half, hour, 45 minutes, maybe 2 hours today. I'm going to do a total of about 4 miles. I feel absolutely great. I feel amazing. Oops. Move over here. Some lady was just walking by rapidly. I wanted to turn the camera away. I believe there's also a little creek right here. This doesn't look that clean. It's actually just green fungus and stuff like that. Let me just show you. Still beautiful though. Look at the ducks over there. I don't know if Queen's around yet. Look at those ducks just kicking it there. Nice and peaceful, right? Adelaide's Advice Addict is here. Can you hear me clearly and see me clearly, Adelaide? We've got 10 in the box. Thank you for being here. What's up, Adelaide? It was nice to talk with you privately on the phone today, earlier this morning. You and Lewis Fuller. Glad to hear you're both doing well. Adelaide, it's a gorgeous day out here in the San Francisco Bay Area. Gorgeous, gorgeous day. Nice hotel here, the Holiday Inn. My perspective as I walk in. I mean, I could actually just walk the actual walkway to the trail. I might as well just do that. A lot of businesses here, but the trail runs right along these businesses, and it's a really great place to have the trail because a lot of these businesses are preaching, health and exercise to their employees. And sometimes on their breaks, they'll come out and do a 15-minute or 30-minute walk, right? Or their lunch break or something like that, right? Or before or after work. But yeah, I just want to give you the perspective of me walking into this. And you can hear beautiful nature in the background. You hear the birds chirping. I got to tell you, folks, like I've said in the past, home is where the heart is at. There's no place like home, just like Dorothy said in The Wizard of Oz, right? Yes, I hear you. Thank you. Have a great topic to discuss here today. Regarding men. Believe it or not, I'm a man. I'm a strong man, and I'm not trying to kick my brothers down, but my brothers, you guys are criticizing women for having major issues nowadays, and you don't even accept your own issues, right? You just want to blame everything on the women, right? We're going to discuss that today. Because I'm not here to go against my brothers, but also my sisters out there. I love you all as well. I love men and women. I love people. I love bringing people together. You know, I believe in peace and unity. Look at when you walk in, look at what you see. This is actually not the SF Bay. This is considered part of the wetlands, but it leads to the SF Bay. But look what you see when you walk in. And look at that sun. Now, is this a trail you would want to walk? Now, it's paved for like the first half a mile or so, and then it turns into dirt. But it's absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm just waiting for some people to show up before I get to it. There's plenty to it. If I need to also clip out parts of this stream and make a pre-recorded video, no problem. Squirrel, lots of squirrels and animals pop out on the trail here. It's just amazing. Shores Childcare, that's a premium childcare center. I bet you it costs like $5,000 a month to take your child there. Oh my God, that's a premium childcare center. I'm gonna stay quiet for a second, maybe walking along, passing by somebody here. Let me just get a little further ahead here. I think that guy is fishing there, and I don't think it's legal to fish here. But anyway, you know, I mean, come on, he's not disturbing anybody. He's not bothering anybody. He's just kicking it out on the trail by the water. It's a beautiful day. What do you expect, right? This is the child care center. Look at that's premium. That's a premium child care center. Yeah. If I had to pay $5,000 a month for child care, that's what I assume the cost there. I'll look it up later and update you guys at some point. I'd rather hopefully find a good lady that's willing to be a little old school and let me work, and she can stay home and take care of the kids instead of spending $5,000 a month. It's not worth it to put kids in childcare if the childcare costs a lot more than the income of either the man or the woman. I think if it costs more than 50% of the man's or woman's individual salaries, meaning that if it costs more than 25% of their combined income, it's not worth it. Then all you're going to be doing is working to pay the child care if you're the wife, right? Instead of staying home and taking care of the kids yourself. So you have to figure out what works best for you in that situation, right? It's beautiful. A little overgrown here, but it's still beautiful. And they've trimmed it down lately, it looks like, parts of it. And there's back into the athletic club and some other businesses around here. It's really interesting the perspective you see when you walk this part of the SF Bay Trail and you're like going behind the businesses. You're basically right along the shore of the wetlands and the SF Bay. Lots of ducks over there and birdies and all that. Let's see. Give me a second here. SIFUSMO, Dion, how you doing, brother? Do you like this part of the San Francisco Bay Trail? Changed it up a little bit for you guys today. But we also have a very interesting topic to discuss. And SIFUSMO, I'll be addressing some things that you have a slight interest in. I know you have a slight interest in some of the drama that's been happening, and I'm not really here to feed into it at all. But there are some good people that have removed themselves from the drama we used to be involved with. And I will address one creator here today. But I'm going to get to the topic first because it kind of incorporates the topic. So stick around for that. We've got 9 people in the box. Great area, bro. Yeah, bro. Why don't you come and move out here, bro, and see how far your money takes you, brother. This is a sweet freaking trail, bro. One of these days, like I said, when they finish the entire SF Bay Trail, it's going to be 500 miles long. Right now, I think they have about 350 miles of it completed all over the bay. And I've been to many parts of it. Even when I used to date my ex in the North Bay, which is north of San Francisco, there are beautiful parts of the SF Bay Trail there. But when I'm local, I'll come out to the closest aspects here on the peninsula where I live, also known as the West Bay, and do videos from here. But eventually, I'm going to show you folks the whole thing. I'm going to take a month off. Well, like I said the other day, I'll take a month off. I'll be working while I'm doing this, I guess, but I love what I do. I'm gonna take a month, and I'm gonna walk the entire SF Bay Trail and stream the entire thing for you folks. It's great now. Because I think Verizon did this, AT&T followed suit. AT&T, on their unlimited plan, which I have for 5G data, used to limit premium data to 100 gigabytes. And because Verizon said, well, we're going to unrestrict data, no limits, no throttling, no slowdown, AT&T did that. So now I have unlimited, unthrottled, full-blown 5G. I can stream all day, every day, wherever I'm at. That's why I carry a backup battery in my pocket and I have my phone plugged in, because I can go all day. So we're going to do that at some point. Look at that. Look. Is that an egret? Whew. Look at that, man. I believe you have a girlfriend, Dion. Do you think your girl would love a romantic walk on this trail, bro? I know it sounds kind of sappy, dude, but women love that stuff. And to be quite honest with you, dude, I love this kind of stuff too, and it doesn't make us any less of a man to love this stuff, right, brother? This is amazing. You guys are seeing some great views. You're seeing birds flying. You're seeing green grass. Just freaking amazing, right? Absolutely. The cost of living is high there. Bro, the San Francisco Bay Area, it's just like living in New York City, bro. Take the prices of New York City, brother, and that's the least you'll pay here, bro. Bro, they say, oh, Florida, Miami, and all the beaches out there are great. But I think the people in Florida are jealous of people in California, especially in the Bay Area. We have nice beaches here, great weather all year round for the most part, and some of the most beautiful hiking trails on the planet. Now here's where the cement ends and it turns into dirt. So that's why I'm wearing my hiking boots, even on a trail like this, because it'll give me a little more stability. And it's a little easier on my feet as I've aged. I'm almost 48 years old. But here's where it starts to look like a real hiking trail, but it's basically a walking trail. And when you walk these trails during this time, people are at work, so there's hardly anyone walking. So it's just nice to have it almost all to yourself. Unbelievable, right? Absolutely, says SIFUSMO. All right. Let's get right to it here, folks. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, the Walking with Purpose live edition. Live from San Carlos, California, which is right next door. It's one city north of Redwood City where I live. We're on the San Francisco Bay Trail, the part where the Bay Club is near, and the Holiday Inn, in case you want to come out here and join me. We can kick it, right? You want to come out and kick it with Eli on the walk? I have no problem with that. You better be careful what you wish for, right, Eli? This is episode number 131, and today we're going to be discussing men need to learn responsibility, need to learn to accept responsibility, or men need to accept responsibility, or else they will have a miserable life. One more time, men need to accept or learn to accept responsibility, or they will have a miserable life. Now, at the beginning of this stream, I was saying that a lot of men nowadays, many men, probably most men, are blaming women for everything, right? They're blaming women for divorces and men being taken advantage of in a divorce, losing half their income to the woman, right? They're blaming women for cheating. They're blaming women for doing this, for doing that. But what are men taking ownership of? Most of them, absolutely nothing. These guys think that they're entitled to have their way with women and control women and get what they want from women just because they're men. And just because back in the days of traditionalism, where women were dependent on a man for survival because they didn't have equal rights, they weren't allowed to work, right? And they were dependent on a man for financial survival and survival in general, right? That gave men some control, or a lot of control, over the woman they were with. And a woman was less likely to leave a man back in those days because she was dependent on him for survival. Well, nowadays, this is what these men are upset about. They're upset at the fact that women have been given equal rights. They've been liberated. They're independent. They're working, making their own money, buying their own homes, or getting their own apartments, buying their own cars. And they don't need a man for that aspect as well. So when they get into a relationship with a man, and it's not working out, or the man is being controlling, or is not being good to her, right, in a reasonable way, she gets up and leaves, or she cheats, finds a replacement, lines up a replacement, and when that replacement pans out, she leaves this guy. And these men are angry and bitter because of that, right? These men are angry and bitter because of that, because they feel like a woman should just be with the man no matter what he does, right? Well, I don't know about you guys, but I was born and raised with more traditional roots, right? And even though I'm not living in those days, I'm living in the modern world, right? I still like to treat things somewhat traditional, but I also understand that because women are liberated and they're independent, and I feel they should have always been liberated with equal rights and independent as well, right? Because of that, I don't change my ways or treat women any differently. Like, I wouldn't treat women any differently whether I was living in the traditional days or the modern world. So why are a lot of these guys angry and bitter? What are they angry and bitter about? They're angry and bitter because women are going to college, they're getting a degree, and they're making more money than men. And, women are also behaving more maturely and professional and respectful than men. Now, I'm not saying all women, but a lot of women are. And this is what started this trend, in my opinion, right? This trend started about 55 years ago when women were liberated, but nowadays it's hitting full force. The last 5 to 10 years, maybe 15 to 20 years, but more so the last 5 to 10 years, it has really really become apparent that there's a disconnect between men and women nowadays because of all this stuff I'm talking about, right? Let's see here. But here's where the main issue is, right? Men don't want to take responsibility on why women cheat on them, on why women leave them, right? Now, whether your woman's more traditional or more modern and she's working, right? Why would you want to be with a woman that you wouldn't want to take out on a date every now and then, or go on romantic weekend getaway trips, such as I take women that I date, go hiking with them, go to nice dinners, get nice hotel rooms, and enjoy life, right? Why wouldn't you want to do those things if you're with a woman, right? And one of the main reasons guys don't want to do that is because they don't want to spend the money, right? They're pretty cheap, right? They want to save the money, or they're not making a whole lot of money to be able to afford those things, or at least, not be able to afford them to do them as often as they'd want to, right? But then again, as a man, if you are only making a certain amount of money, right? And that's part of the issue why when you get with a woman you can't do fun things with her, then is that her fault or is that your fault for not making something out of yourself, or getting into a trade, or getting a degree and getting a good job, or maybe starting your own business and making good money, right? It's up to you as a man what you create for yourself, right? And a lot of guys, what they'll do is they'll get into relationships with women that are far above and beyond their league, right? For example, if you're a guy and you're in your early 20s and you got your first job and you're making 30, 40 grand a year, right? And this hot 25 or 27 or 30-year-old comes your way, and she's an executive vice president for a major company making 250 grand a year or 300K a year, you both are in different places. It doesn't mean she's any better than you. And it doesn't mean that you're not as good as her. It means that you're in two different places. See, what happens a lot of days, what happens in a lot of situations nowadays is that both men and women are not properly qualifying who they're dating. And both men and women are dating men and women that are out of their league. Does that make sense? Right? Like for me, I'm not opposed to dating a corporate executive or dating an attorney, but I never have, and it's never worked out. Why? Because I don't make the money that they make, and I don't live the lifestyle that they live, right? Now, does that mean I don't make good money? No, I make decent money, but, they make more money, and that's okay. That's no problem, right? So I focus on getting to know women that are more at my level. Women that make similar money or less money than me. And there is some truth, no matter what any woman says. When women say, hey, it's okay if I make more money than my man. As long as he's doing his part and, making close to what I'm making, or making half of what I'm making, or whatever, right? Well, that's what a lot of women say. But get into a relationship with one of those women where you make half or less of what she makes, and then the bills start to pile up. You buy a house together, and then it gets a little tight. The first person she's going to blame is you for not striving harder to make more money, at least as much as her, or more than her, right? She's going to resent you. no matter how good the woman is. So the issue that we have nowadays is, one, men don't understand that they're dating women out of their leagues, or out of their league, and so are women. Women are dating men out of their league. And when men date these women and they get dumped, they don't want to accept responsibility for why it ended. They want to blame the woman for everything. And that, to me, I hate to say it, my brothers, that's coming from a level of being a weak, needy, desperate, and insecure man. That's coming from a pathetic man standpoint, right? Give me a second here. She will make you feel like she has the upper hand. Right. Lewis Fuller's here. Good afternoon, host. Good afternoon, Lewis. Just gave you a like. It was nice to speak with you earlier today, Lewis. You and your sister Adelaide. Adelaide was actually here in the chat at the beginning of the stream about, what, 20... We've been on for, what, 31 minutes already? And she was here about 20 minutes ago. So what I want to do now is I want to share a brief story about someone I've known out here on YouTube for several years. I've kind of talked about him recently, and I'm going to talk about him again because I think he's a really good guy. Even though he doesn't like my message, or at least he comes off like he doesn't like it or understand it, right? But he's highly critical of my message, right? And that's fine. But I actually think, despite how he feels about me, I actually think he's a pretty good guy. And I actually think he's been creating some really good content lately. And that is a gentleman, I'm just going to give you his initials, MJ. His name is MJ, and he runs the Ghost Dog Production channel. Ghost Dog Productions, GHOST space DAWG space PRODUCTIONS. Check it out, right? The reason why I mention him is because he used to be a part of, this Dramasphere group I used to be a part of out here on YouTube. And like I've mentioned in the past, when I was a part of it, I didn't even realize I was a part of drama. I was just trying to collaborate with some other creators that ended up just going the drama route, right? Excuse me. And recently, over the last month or two, he's been just trying to eliminate himself from the toxicity of that group. And even before he left, he was talking about it for the last year. That, he's just tired of the toxic nature and, all the attacks on other people, and what you're not mentioning. Well, I'll save this, MJ, because I'm gonna respond to what you said. And first I'm gonna mention, what you said about my stream the other day that you critiqued, which is fine, no problem. If you want to use some of my clips, MJ, I'm not gonna flag you down. Feel free to use my clips. You have my blessing. You can take this recording as proof, right? Or this video stream as proof, right? So, MJ was saying that, Eli, the way that you talk about things is unlike anyone I've ever heard before. And when I heard you say that, MJ, after I saw your video, I think you pre-recorded and then you put them out. You record them through StreamYard, and then you put them out pre-recorded. And people can't comment because you have your comments turned off and your dislikes and likes turned off. And I get it, because you're probably getting attacked by that side that you're leaving, right? I get it, right? So that's why I'll respond to you here, because it's worthy of a response. But you said that apparently it seems like Eli, have been trying to demolish, destroy, get rid of the drama entertainment market out here on YouTube. And that's the furthest thing from the truth. I will tell you what I've been trying to stop. Now, while I don't like drama entertainment, period. Now, well, I wouldn't say that. I like watching some drama on TV, on the mainstream media, or even drama on YouTube that's well organized and done in a professional way. What I don't like, MJ, are average everyday guys that have deeply rooted and deeply scarred emotional issues, mental and emotional issues that stem back to their childhood, their upbringing, their childhood, and maybe they were married, went through a divorce, or they actually had a relationship or two and it didn't work out. And these guys have unresolved issues because of all these aspects stemming back to their childhood, which affected them from being present and being a real good guy in their marriage or their relationships, right? So what do these guys do? They come out here to a platform like YouTube, right? And all they start to do is create fake drama. They instigate fake drama for entertainment purposes. And their passion behind creating that fake instigated drama is a direct reflection of how they see themselves. You see, MJ, the one thing that I don't think you're understanding, and I'm trying to be nice, bro. I'm not attacking you. I'm just saying I know what I'm talking about, right? What a lot of these drama creators do, bro, is that they create content or they behave in ways on and off of YouTube that are a direct reflection of how they see themselves, right? They're not happy with themselves, bro, and you know that. So I'm not sitting here trying to shut down the drama market on YouTube. Quite frankly, if these people want to create drama all day, every day for entertainment, I don't care. With the exception of one thing. Here's what I care about, MJ. Here's what I care about. I'm showing you folks the front perspective. What do you folks think about this? Look at the sun right there. The auto exposure in the iPhone 12 Pro Max should be doing wonders. There's even like an upper trail here where I believe this is for like mountain bikes. And on the backside here, you have some beautiful homes, multi-million-dollar homes, right by the SF Bay Trail. You can just walk out your backyard, and you've got this beautiful path right along the water, man. This is beautiful. Discharge of firearms prohibited. So sorry, you conservative men, if you come out here and leave your firearms at home. Give me a second here. Let me check out the chat. Drama isn't healthy. You're right. Yes, I did, says Lewis. We talked earlier. SIFESMO Dion says hi, Lewis. Lewis says hi, SIFESMO. SIFESMO says I've heard of him. He's not a bad guy. No, he's not a bad guy at all. And basically, what he's been trying to do lately is completely remove himself from that same drama group I used to be a part of. And he's done a pretty good job at it. But I think I don't think he's been able to fully let go, because he made a lot of friends through that group on YouTube. And basically, the only way to completely get rid of that drama from that side or any other drama group is to completely eliminate anyone and everyone involved, even people that you were supposedly friends with, right? See, there are many people I actually like from that side, right? But these people also want to participate in the drama, right? And if you allow these people into your life or onto your, YouTube live stream or into your YouTube live stream chat, for example, they're a leak back into that drama, right? And the truth of the matter is, if you want to completely rid yourself of drama, you have to remove every single person attached to that drama group or organization, even people that you truly care about and consider friends, right? I still have many friends on that side and people I want to be friends with, but they love being a part of that drama. And I'm like, no thanks. I'll speak the ghetto language and say, hit me up. Once you remove yourself from that drama, hit me up. We can be friends again. For now, have fun. Do what you got to do, but leave me out of it, right? Now, MJ, here's the thing. I'm not trying to shut down drama entertainment on YouTube. Even if I did, there's no way YouTube would kill it. It's too profitable for them, bro. Come on, MJ. I'm not as dumb as you think I am, right? You're probably getting a good laugh at this, aren't you, MJ? I entertain you, don't I, bro? I entertain people by throwing down truth bombs, MJ, but I'm not in the studio, so I can't sit here and do the boom, right? I can't do the boom, truth bombs, boom. I got to show you this as we round the corner here. Dion Lewis, anyone else here? What do you think, guys? How's the audio and video? Is it working okay? Is the 5G working okay out here? If you look at the other side here, look at this. Nah, I got to hang on a second here because there's some people coming. I'm going to bring out my Sony a6400 that I use for live streams. It's the $1,000 Sony camera. It takes like almost 25 megapixel pictures, has a nice lens on it. I'm going to take some pictures out here. I may even start to do a blog on my website because I think what would bring more justice to these beautiful places I stream from is to take some nice still shots you folks can look at, right? And use any way you want. I won't copyright you for them. I'm not trying to make money off of pictures. I'm not. Video's different story. LOL Fax says IFSMO. Lewis Fuller says it looks pretty awesome. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Well, I've got a guy that's waiting for his dog to pee and then a person with 2 kids on the other side. So I'm going to wait here a second. Yeah, so MJ, I'm going to share with you what my only issue is. And, MJ, you're entitled to your opinion. And whether you agree with my opinion or not, that's up to you, bro. No big deal. No sweat off my back. I mean, I have a feeling you're going to disagree just because you don't like me. And maybe you don't necessarily not like me. Maybe you just don't agree with a lot of the things I do. But this is going to make sense, MJ. Because, again, you're thinking that for the last several years, I've been trying to shut down drama entertainment on YouTube, right? And I'm mentioning this because this is part of accepting responsibility, MJ. This is the part of these men that are creating this drama and guys like you accepting responsibility for what's happened and, what hand did you have in this happening? I'm trying to keep the camera away here. There are some kids there, and the parent is tying their shoes. All right, now we're back on the trail. So let's get to that, MJ. Here's my problem. My problem is not even people talking smack about me, MJ. People can talk smack about me or anyone else all day, every day. I could care less, right? And I'll tell you why I could care less. Because, like I've said before, the only opinion of myself that matters, MJ, is my own. The only opinion of myself that matters is my own. And same to you, MJ, and Dion in the chat, and Lewis, and anyone else watching, right? The only opinion that really matters about yourself is your own. Now, I'm not saying don't value anyone's opinions, right? That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that some people will agree with you and disagree with you, right? The people that agree with you, oh, cool, thanks, I appreciate it. I appreciate, that you feel the same way as I do. I thank you for your opinion, right? The people that disagree with you, right? A lot of times they purposefully disagree because they perceive you to be better than they are, and they're projecting their insecurities onto you, right? Another thing I've been talking about for years, MJ, which is what's happening with a lot of people. And with no disrespect, MJ, I like you, and I think you're a great guy, but I think part of what you're doing now is projecting as well. But you're saying I'm projecting, right? How am I projecting? Be specific in your next video response you do to me, because I'm sure you'll do one. How am I projecting, bro? Because I'm happy within myself, and I love what I see in the mirror, and I love what I do. And I have a firm belief that the only opinion of myself that matters is my own. And I don't really give a shit about what anyone thinks about me, MJ. I don't, right? So if I don't really give a shit about what anyone thinks about me, MJ, then how could I be projecting? Because I'm secure within myself, right? I'm not trying to kick you down. I'm just responding to you, right? I actually like you. I think you're a good guy. I think you could be one hell of a content creator or even a coach, bro. I think you're doing what you're doing because you're using YouTube as an outlet, right? Because you're realizing you wasted all these years with these morons because they were entertaining you primarily at the expense of me, right? And now that all that's gone, bro, you're like, it's ridiculous that they keep recycling the same thing over and over again. You got bored of it, bro. It didn't entertain you anymore. It wasn't fun anymore. You realized it was stupid, right? You realized you're a grown-ass man and you're wasting your time, right? I get it, dude. I totally get it. But here's the thing, MJ. This is the only thing I care about and I think is ridiculous. And if you disagree with me on this, MJ, then don't worry. I'll respond to you again. And I'll share my thoughts. But let me tell you this, MJ, and I'm totally over this. I've worked through this. It doesn't bother me. But see, it's one thing for these people to criticize me, talk smack about me, right? But then when they look into my family, dox myself, dox my family, and that's one thing. That's still pretty tame, right? Even though doxing technically is, but them doxing myself, my family, and all that is pretty tame to what they did after that, MJ. After that, what did they do? While I was on a live stream at my park, Red Morton Park, one of these morons, I know who it is, sent the cops to me. The cops showed up. They knew who I was. They didn't even talk to me, right? They just waved and they left because they know who I am. Number one, my mother used to work for the county of San Mateo as a divorce clerk for 25 years before she retired a few years back. And number two, like I mentioned years ago, I've contacted San Mateo County Sheriff and Redwood City Police and their entire system. If anyone tries to call in and say that, this guy is being disruptive at the park, I've had them notate the system that it's a bunch of YouTube trolls trying to troll my live stream. And these cops know about it. I've even called the cop to my place in the past, trying to report some of this stuff, and what they said was that it's a YouTube beef. And they wouldn't even take a police report, but they know. These cops, let me tell you nowadays, these cops know what they're doing, right? So this moron that calls Redwood City Police saying I'm acting disorderly on a live YouTube stream at the park, and I have a video of him doing this, right? Didn't realize that the cops knew who I was. The cops knew who I was. They didn't even come up to me. I've lived there all my life. Everybody knows me there, right? But still, the thought that they did that, bro, taking it to real life, do you think that's okay? You think I shouldn't fight to stop that? What about when that police cop, that former police man, that lives a few hours away from where I live, him and his wife? What about that guy who rented a PT Cruiser and stalked me at the park for days, right? With a missing license plate in the front and a fake license plate in the back. And then I went up to him on a live stream, MJ, and I said, "Are you Mr. You know what?" He uses a stage name on YouTube. I'm not going to mention it. People know who he is that follow the story. But for those of you that haven't followed the story, it was I mentioned his name. I said, "Are you Mr. Blah blah blah?" I went up to him, but I didn't show. I should have put the camera on him, right? He goes, "No, I'm just here playing Pokemon." Right? You're there playing Pokemon with 3 cell phones laying on your lap with a tray on your lap, right? And I'd seen your same PT Cruiser following me around Redwood City for the previous week. Right, sir. You see, the thing is, this guy just wasn't happy that I was onto him because I'm that intuitive, right? You think that's okay, MJ, to be stalked? And you know who was stalking me, James? Not that. You know who was stalking me, MJ? Was that mid-30s millennial guy. A guy that you're afraid to speak out about for leaving this group because you don't want to get attacked, right? I don't blame you. I don't get it. I'm not trying to create any issues anyway, right? I'm just responding to you and saying, bro, you're sitting there telling me that, I've been trying to stop drama, entertainment. No. I'm trying to stop people that are taking things into real life. It's not right, bro. Right? And what happened? That live stream, still, MJ, your buddy, your mid-30s former buddy or current buddy or somewhat of a buddy, whatever he is, because I know you left his group, right? So what happened? I did that stream was like 30 minutes or so, right? I always have the DVR. Like right now, you can't rewind on my stream. I have the DVR turned off so people can't rewind and record from the beginning, right? When that stream ended, I put that stream to private. So there's no way anyone could have downloaded it because it hadn't finished processing, and I put it to private once I ended the stream, right? But next thing you know, this mid-30 guy has a full-blown video making fun of me talking to this former police officer that was stalking me at the park all week, right? Yet this man has made excuses all along saying that wasn't him. He never accepted responsibility for that, right? All he wanted to do was entertain his audience at my expense, right? Get a good laugh at me, right? And MJ, you think that's okay, bro? You think it's okay for people to do that? Let's share some more. Some of these people came to some of my family properties. Stalked my family properties. Some of these people even went to my father's graveyard, my father's grave site, and spit on my father's grave and made a video on it. You think that's okay, MJ? You tell me, bro. And still, bro, I don't hate you. I think you're a good guy, right? See, MJ, here's the thing. I've never once been mean to you. I've always been good to you, right? I've always been nice to you. I've never attacked you one time. I've always said you're a good guy. But you always seem to attack my message, saying that I'm the most unusual person on the planet you've come across when it comes to talking about things in the modern world in life, right? Maybe I've got a good grip on things. Maybe I have so much experience. I know how to handle BS, and I don't deal with BS. Give me a second here. I'm almost at the end of the trail where I turn back. I mean, it goes further around, but I stop at the end here. I'll show you folks. We are at 54 minutes. We're going to be on for about 2 hours. Dion SFGSMO says women will leave a guy for participating in drama, entertainment. By the way, oh yeah, I lost the woman of my dreams because of this bullshit. And I'll come out and be man enough and own it. It was my fault. But I didn't know any better. All I was trying to do was grow my YouTube channel, right? And I'm trying to teach other guys by sharing this story so that way they don't have to go through what I went through and lose somebody special and amazing, right? Yes, says Dion. I don't know what you were responding to there. MJ, wake up, says SIFUSMO. SIFUSMO says, grow some balls, MJ, and leave the drama and be a leader like us. SIFUSMO saying that with love, MJ. Don't take offense to it. We actually care about you because we know you're a good dude. You're just one of many people that are going through this, bro. And that's all I've been trying to preach, right? MJ, there are so many more things that these people have done and taken into real life. They've sent pizzas and other things, right? They've contacted my brother's work, trying to get him fired because they couldn't get to me. You think that's right, MJ? How much more, MJ, do you need me to share with you, right? And MJ, I'm not attacking you. I'm just responding to you in a very mature and professional and respectful way, MJ. Seriously, no joke. See, here's the thing, MJ. You know I'm very reasonable. This is very reasonable here, what I said. It's very reasonable, right? And if you don't see it as reasonable when everyone else sees it as reasonable, MJ, because everything I mentioned, if it happened to you, you'd be more pissed off than I was, bro. Right? The reason why you're saying that I'm trying to stop drama entertainment, even though you know it's more about what I just mentioned, is because for some reason, MJ, you're perceiving yourself to be weaker than me. I'm not saying that to attack you or harass you. I actually like you, right? I actually think you have the capabilities of being an amazing guy, right? But before you can make that happen, MJ, because I know you're a few years older than me, we're pretty close to the same age, you got to take responsibility, bro. Take responsibility for your own actions and things you've done, right? And stop being such a conformist just because you don't want to be attacked by a group of pathetic, immature, insecure, mentally and emotionally unstable drama people, bro. You're better than these people, right? And instead of sharing the truth about how you feel about them, you project it onto me. Because I guess you're not man enough, MJ, to really tell these people from the past why you left their group and how you feel about them. You dance around about it in a roundabout way. Why? Because you fear the repercussion, right? How masculine is that, bro? And I'm not trying to say anything wrong. I'm just being real here, dude. I help men become men with tough love, right? Because if I can't crawl under your skin and piss you off, then I'm not doing my job, bro. If I can't come at you in a way where I really care and really call you out on something that you should see yourself and give you tough love, then I'm not doing my job. And I know you didn't ask for my help, bro, but you responded to me, bro. So you respond to me. If I feel like responding to you, I'm gonna respond to you if I feel like it after you respond to me, bro. I'm not gonna go any further. Give me a second here. But this keeps going around. I've actually been to the very end of this part. It goes on, I think, for like another half mile or so. I did this part with my ex one time. Yes, Lewis, those are high voltage lines again. Lewis, they can fry me. But let's just turn around. Check out the chat here real quick. We are at 59 minutes. All right, we're good. Let's start heading back. You know, folks, I was thinking about doing an in-studio live stream tonight. And my mother called me earlier, and she wants to go to dinner with myself. So I'm probably going to go to dinner with my mother. And if I have energy when I get back, I might do a late night stream. If not, this is the only stream you're going to get from me. And you've got another 45 minutes or so while I head back to get any questions, comments, and concerns. And I'm going to keep it live here until I get back to my car. So we've been talking about Men need to accept responsibility. They need to learn to accept responsibility. Because if not, your life is going to be miserable. All you're going to be doing is projecting your insecurities not only onto other men, but to other women as well. Well, I was going to say not only onto women, but onto other men as well. That's what I wanted to say, right? What I've learned about what men are going through by being out here on YouTube for the last 4 to 5 years is unlike anything I've ever seen in men before. Men are just not men anymore. Most of them. Now, a small percentage of guys like myself do exist. Dion, SF, Yes and Mo is one of them. Lewis, and other people that support me here. Because I like to associate myself with like-minded people. I like to associate myself with men that are real men. Not men that behave like 2-year-old, whiny little female dogs. You see, here's the thing, MJ. One more thing here for you, right? If you were a real man, MJ, and I'm not saying you're not, but don't you think the more manly, masculine thing to do is have a civil, reasonable conversation with a guy like me? If you have a difference of opinion regarding things I talk about, isn't the reasonable thing to do to just have a civil conversation and talk about it reasonably rather than project? Right? Rather than project and assume things, dude. Now, I don't think you're like the other people from the group you used to be a part of, MJ, where you just made a reaction video on me to try to trigger a response from me to go back and forth. I don't mind going back and forth with you, bro. I'll go back and forth with anyone that I deem worthy of. Now, there are some people from the past I'll never go back and forth with because they're not worthy of going back and forth with. But nothing wrong with a little back and forth and create some interesting conversation as long as it's interesting conversation and not a projection. As long as two grown, mature men, or a man and a woman, or two women, are having a mature, respectful conversation in a civil manner. If we make it about projecting and attacking each other, then it's all drama shit show. I'm not all for that. The moment I notice that, I'm out. And see, here's the thing, MJ. I've tried for many years to have civil and reasonable conversations with people like you and other people from that drama group you and I both used to be a part of, right? And you know, MJ, there's nothing civil about that group, particularly one person, right? Let me share something here with you, how much of a man I am. Let me share something here and go click on this because I'm sure they're all watching, right? Let me share with you folks what a real man does, right? I wasn't going to go public on this, but I'm going to go public on this, right? You all can make your videos on this, I don't care, right? Not a big deal. About 3 days ago, because of what was going on, I decided to file 3 copyright strikes in a row on that mid-30 guy's channel. I did that, right? I didn't do that to try and take his channel down. I was never going to do that. Now, I know he's done some reaction videos to me. I have not seen a single second of any one of those videos. I know they exist because people send me links, and I'm like, I don't have time for this shit. It's the same old song and dance, just like you say, MJ, same old song and dance, right? Right? He's probably thinking I'm trying to take his channel down. Everyone else is probably thinking I'm trying to take his channel down, right? No. I never had that in the cards, ever. I did it because I wanted to show him that, hey, dude, look, when is enough going to be enough, right? When are you just going to move forward, bro? No one's talked about. I haven't talked about you in ages. Now we're talking about you because you continue to instigate things unprovoked because you've got nothing else. When are you going to learn to accept responsibility? So what did I do? What did I do? Last night, I retracted all 3 of those copyright strikes. And a lot of you may be thinking, oh, he filed 3 counter notifications. I'm sure he probably did file 3 counter notifications, but they had not been processed through the system yet. And they may not have gone through because all the videos he used, at least a couple of them, were clearly not fair use. There was no commentary on them, right? But I retracted those copyright strikes. Why did I retract those copyright strikes to somebody that's gone way out of their way to try and destroy my reputation and all that and use me for content still to this day? Why? Because I'm a man. And I'm a good person. And I care about people. And I still to this day am trying to show some of you folks the type of person I am. I didn't have to retract those. The counter notifications had not gone through yet. They probably were going to go through soon, or maybe they weren't going to go through, and it might have affected his channel. I didn't want to get his channel shut down. No, not at all. All I've ever wanted is for this guy to just stop instigating drama and provoking people that no longer feed into him. Then again, going back to you, MJ, I mentioned this because, MJ, you're saying, oh, Eli, you're trying to stop drama entertainment. No, I'm not, MJ. I'm trying to stop stupidity. Stupid things that certain people do that take it above and beyond the drama entertainment aspect, and you know I'm right about that, MJ. And MJ, you can sit here and come back at me and say whatever you want, but the majority of people that know this story, at least people that are no longer a part of that group, they know exactly what I'm saying is right. And it's not about me trying to be right or wrong, MJ. It's just the fact of things. It's the fact of the matter. It's beautiful. You can enter this trail from the side streets out here. Got a nice, freshly paved road for the homes. Nice, blacktop. They use tires to make that type of pavement. That's the best pavement, the smoothest pavement to drive on is the blacktop. I've got this trail all to myself right now. It's all about accepting responsibility and moving on to bigger and better things, right? Here's the thing, guys. I'm going to share this story again. I've shared it many times, but it makes perfect sense, right? I'll tell you when I really started to learn responsibility is when I came clean to my father. I'll abbreviate this story because I've mentioned it many times. Most of you know it. And my father one time told me that I don't like your girlfriend. And I'm like, why, Dad? Because she's no good for you. Why, Dad? Because I feel it in my heart. So, that's when I used to go to my parents' place to get my mail, where it used to go. And I was walking out of my parents' place, and my dad followed me and said, you know what, son? It's funny what the man will do for a piece of pussy, right? And it pissed me off, right? I was in my late 20s. Then a few years later, after the girl and I split up, and my dad was right, she was an alcoholic, she almost screwed up my apartment, right? I went back and I apologized to my dad. I said, Dad, I'm here because I'm here to get my mail, but I'm here to apologize to you. And my dad's like, for what, son? I'm like, for everything, Dad. Everything that you ever tried to teach me, and I never listened to you, Dad. You were right about everything. He's like, well, son, you were young, and You didn't know any better. I'm glad you learned, son. It's okay, son. I love you, son, right? I'm like, come on, Dad, don't lay off me right now, man. You were right all along, Dad. My dad was softening up a little bit on me because he knew I was manning up to the stuff that he was right about. And then I go, you know what you were most right about, Dad? What's that, son? When you said it's funny what a man will do for a piece of pussy, you were abso-fucking-lutely right. It is funny what a man will do for a piece of pussy, Dad. Well, son, you know, you learned your lesson. My dad was cool about it. I'm sitting there coming clean with my dad. And he let off. You know why he let off? Because he knew I finally became a man. It took till my early to mid-30s to become a man. And then 6 months later, my dad passed away at the age of 76. And had I not come clean with my dad 6 months prior, he would have gone to the grave with me having that thought stuck in my head. Is that how you guys want to live your life? You want to hold things in? You want to hold things in or come clean with people and take ownership, right? Accept responsibility for your stuff, right? Take ownership, right? We've all taken advantage of certain people, right? And even if we know we took advantage of them, right? We know we owe them an apology. We know we owe them something, accepting responsibility for our actions, right? But what happens to most people? They wait too long to do it, or they never do it, then the person passes away, they're no longer around, and now they feel guilty. Now they have to live with that, right? Do you think it would have been much more difficult to deal with my dad's death had I not come clean with him before he passed away? You're damn right. You're damn right. And see, MJ, maybe that's why I'm so upfront and honest, despite what anyone thinks about me, MJ, because I don't hold shit in, man. And neither should you or anyone else. Be real, man. What's happened to our men nowadays? It's just sad. I'm going to come over here and show you some shots while this other person rides his bike on by. This bench needs to be replaced. Let's look at the sun again. Let me take this moment to look at the chat here real quick. That's commendable, Eli. Much respect. Be more specific, bro. And I'll check on the chat in just a few minutes here, dude. You see, Dion, SAFUSMO, I always had a good life, man. My dad worked hard to provide a lifestyle for my mother, my brother, and I, and even his parents that he brought here from Greece as well, and his sister, my aunt, and then my aunt's daughter. My family came out here almost 50 years, or around 50 years ago, to give us a good life, right? And I didn't realize how good I had it, man, until 6 months before my dad passed away. Now, don't get me wrong. I was never a bad person, but I just revolted against everything my father and mother told me. And they were right, man. I took my own freaking parents for granted, man. And I'm not proud of that at all. I'm not. But at least I'm man enough to come out here and admit shit like that. Unlike these people that hold that stuff in and they wonder why their life's so pathetic and miserable, right? They're living a fake life, man. They're masking who they really are because they don't like who they really are because they can't even be real with themselves, man. They can't. Can you guys hear me okay? Any wind noise, the windsock should be, it's very windy as I'm by the water, but the windsock, the windscreen should be taking care of that. I think we're almost back at the pavement part. I'll show you the side over there where I enter. You can see it from over here. Everybody makes mistakes, men and women. And guys, we make mistakes in relationships too. And what I was going to say earlier that I didn't say, I'll say it now. When it comes to relationships, and you wonder why women cheat. I mean, I don't condone cheating, but do you wonder why a woman would cheat on you? Maybe it's because you became complacent. You weren't the same person when she met you. Maybe you stopped being as affectionate or not affectionate at all. Maybe you weren't just being yourself anymore. Right? That's happened to me in one of my relationships. And I owned it. Yeah, she cheated on me. I don't condone it. But I'm man enough to admit I understand why she did it. And it was because I stopped being the same person I was when I met her. I let myself go. I gained about 30 pounds. And then I lost it. And then I gained it again and lost it again. That happened after Dana. My relationship after the one that cheated on me, right? But I owned it. It was my fault, right? It hurt initially. But if I look back at it now, I'm like, it was my fault. I'm accepting responsibility for my part in it, right? You guys that go through divorces and have your shit taken, like you say, right? Do you think just being the provider and making money is going to satisfy your wife? If you had a wife that was the breadwinner and you were the house husband, right? Do you think it would satisfy you for her to just make money and not spend time with you and go on dates and stuff like that, right? So put yourself in the woman's shoes, right? It's one thing for you to go and make the money and bring home the bacon, right? It's another thing to balance your work and your personal life out to the point of where you take your lady out. And even once you get married, you still date your woman the same way when you're married than before you got married. The dating and courting process never ends, even when you get married. When you get married, the only difference is a legal piece of paper between you and the state, right? Here in the U.S. or you and the province in some other countries, right? And then you have this fancy ring, right? Whoop-de-doo, right? Now, women love the ring. I get it. They're emotional. I get all that, right? Right? I get it. It's all good, right? But none of that matters. The ring doesn't matter. The marriage certificate doesn't matter. What matters once you get married is you don't change the way you were before you got married. Why is a woman going to marry a guy that's going to change once they get married? They're marrying you because of the way you were before you got married. Jeez, that's a noble concept, right? Well, that's a reasonable concept, right? A lot of you guys are very unreasonable with the way you talk about women. You know, I heard Coach Corey Wayne do a video yesterday. Okay? And it was titled something like this. The beta males are creating toxic women. One more time. The beta males are creating toxic women. If you haven't subscribed to Coach Corey Wayne, go subscribe, bang the bell, select all notifications, and go to a couple videos ago. He put out at least a couple more today. Watch the one, the beta males are creating toxic women. It was a story he shared about a guy who was dating a woman that was raised by an effeminate father. The mother wore the pants in the relationship. The father was more of a feminized man, right? And what happened? He didn't hold his daughter accountable for anything growing up. So she learned bad habits of how to manipulate men and seek out men's vulnerabilities and exploit them, right? So she started dating this dude that wrote into Coach Corey Wayne, who's an attorney, right? And he was a strong dude initially, and then when they were trying to figure something out about where they would move in together, because they were together for a couple of years and then they wanted to move in together. And she was arguing him on it, right? She didn't like his idea, or she wasn't willing to compromise. You know, she kept on complaining about it until he gave in. And then he eventually said, you know what? I'm not going to deal with this, right? I don't blame him, right? So why did that woman behave that way? Let me wait for this guy to pass on by. Why did she behave that way? Because of how she was raised. She was never, ever... Give me a second. This dude come in here. Some dude is on his Bluetooth doing business on the hiking trail, walking his dog. Anyway, I guess I'm doing business too. But anyway. Her father never disciplined her. Her father never laid down the law. And this woman, you know, figured, okay, if it's that easy to get whatever I want from my dad, now that I'm dating men, I'll just treat them the same way I treat my dad, because my dad didn't hold me accountable, right? You know, when you're raising men and women, right, it's very important. It's more important the opposite sex parent and what they do, but both parents are important. A little girl looks up to her father as the role model, the type of man she's going to be attracted to when she starts dating and looking to marry someone, right? And a little boy is going to look up to his mother as the role model for the type of woman he's going to be attracted to date and possibly marry, right? The reason why I'm such a good guy to women and understand women so well, women ask me, dude, you're one of the few guys that really understands women, emotions, and all that kind of stuff. Where does that come from? You can thank my mother for that. She's still around. She's 70 years old, but she's still around. I mean, I'll tell you, I got so much nurturing love from my mother growing up. It almost made me throw up. That's how good it was. I'm only saying that because my mother was incredible. And because of the way my mother was, and I'm attracted to women just like my mother was. Now, don't get me wrong. My mother's still a good woman, but she's kind of toughened up. This whole feminist thing has kind of gotten to her, too. But she's not, she's not a radicalist or anything. But my mother's become a lot stronger than she was. She didn't work for the first 16 years of my life. She was the homemaker. And when my brother and I was 16 and my brother was 14 and a half, my mother started working. And at that point, she was more liberated, right? And she handled divorces. She was a divorce clerk in San Mateo County for 25 years. So she dealt with all this BS, right? From people that were filing and all the games they would play and all the stories she would hear, right? And, man, it toughened her up, right? Still love her. She's still a very good woman, very loving, nurturing woman. But growing up, my mother was the sweetest, amazing woman in the world. And that's the type of woman I'm attracted to. When I come around, when I encounter bitchy, controlling type of women that want to wear the pants and stuff, I'm immediately repelled. And that's because of how my mother raised me, right? Now, in the case of this guy here, that was dating this woman where her father was effeminate. You see, her father just let her daughter get away with everything, right? And you know how women are. When you don't hold women accountable, women will walk all over you, right? Because they're emotional beings, right? Women want you to have all the patience in the world when it comes to them, right? This is the funny thing. Women want you as a man to be patient for them, right? But they have no fucking patience at all themselves. None of them. None. I don't care how good of a woman they are. They have zero. When they want something, whether it's a man or whatever they want, they have zero patience. But when it comes time to their man lacking patience, they can't stand that, right? And the way you teach a woman to have some patience is by holding her accountable Well, when you're raising her, that comes from her father. Where does a little girl go when she's not feeling good or something's not right? She goes to sit on daddy's lap, and daddy makes her feel better, right? But at the same time, daddy's supposed to teach her a lesson, and discipline. And if she's out of line, daddy's supposed to lay down the law and say, sweetheart, that's not right. The next time you do this, I'm taking your phone away for a week or 2 weeks, right? This woman literally had zero discipline. Her dad was a sissy. So guess what? No matter what man she dates, this guy she was dating was an alpha male. Even Coach Corey Wayne said it. But even an alpha male would not put up with this, right? I've encountered entitled women like this because of the way they were raised in a similar way as this woman was raised by her father being effeminate, right? I've encountered women like that, right? I ask them a few questions. If their behavior is shitty, when I get on the phone with them, if I meet them online, I'm gone. See you later, next. And that's what I also want to teach you folks, how to better pick up on and understand. If you're able to, learn these principles I teach and know what to look for, you're going to be able to better pre-qualify the people that you're dating and have a better chance of things working out and not wasting your time meeting tons of men and women just hoping one pans out. If you know what you're looking for and hone in on it, it's a lot easier than you think, right? It still takes some work, but it's a lot easier and less stressful than you think. SAFSMO Dion says, that's commendable of you for retracting those strikes. You didn't have to do that. Way to be the bigger man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, SAFSMO Dion. Here's the thing. No matter what anyone thinks, I don't hate anyone. I don't. And I've said it again. I'll say it now. I've said it in the past, and I'll say it again now. I don't hate this guy at all. I don't. What I don't like is what he does on YouTube and how he makes his money. And I firmly believe that what he does on YouTube is not who he really is. He's only acting that way because he has to fulfill a sponsorship requirement and he has to do certain things to get paid. It's like clocking in and clocking out of work, right? And there was a guy that was in here on my channel the other day. His name is called Zero Infinity. He pops in and out every now and then. I'll show you the scenery while I talk about this. And he was saying it's some type of sysops game or something, SYSOPS. He said it's like a deep manipulation game where people do certain things to get a certain response, right? So in essence, with this guy, this is all acting and entertainment for him. He goes out and instigates fake drama and makes it appear real. Now, sometimes some of the things he talks about are real, but a lot of times he amps it up. He amps it up for entertainment purposes and to also satisfy his sponsorship requirements, right? And again, he's stuck between a rock and a hard place, right? Again, I don't really think he's a bad guy. Has he been through a lot? Did he have a horrible upbringing? Sure. His relationship with his parents was terrible, right? He's talked about it, right? But the truth of the matter is, I think he's been trying to find his way for the longest time. And I think that this YouTube sponsorship and what he's getting paid to do out here on YouTube from his sponsor is the most real money he's ever made in his life. Like, this is the most amount of money he's ever made in his life. So he's feeling a sense of accomplishment, Dion, aka SAFSMO. And if there's anyone that knows this dude better than me, it's no one. I know him better than everyone. I've known him longer than anyone. If it wasn't for me, this guy would have quit YouTube over 4 years ago when his original channel that was based on purple pill content, was getting demonetized from YouTube. That's when YouTube first started getting the yellow icons, not suitable for most advertisers, right? I reached out to him because I was looking for a purple pill channel. He was the biggest one. I was nice to him, right? He told me he was about to quit YouTube, right? I said, don't do it, dude. You've got a lot of great content. I actually helped this guy, right? I actually, honestly, was helping this guy out, trying to help him out. And if it wasn't for me, he would have probably shut down his channel and left YouTube, right? And the rest is history. You know what he's done on the flip side to me, right? It's kind of like a very nice way to repay me for motivating him and being a good friend to him initially so he could stick around, right? But you know what? I could care less what he's done to me. What I care about is that I gave him life, no matter what he says. And because I inspired him and motivated him to stick around and not shut down the channel, he actually created something. Now, what he created, I don't agree with. I don't like what he does. But he kept moving forward. And even though I feel he went down the wrong path with the drama stuff, it makes him feel a sense of accomplishment. Because he has a sponsor now, even though it's not a real sponsor, he gets paid to basically talk smack about people all day, every day. The bottom line is this. I don't think that's who he really is. I just think he feels like, you know, he's accomplished something because of his sponsor and what he's getting paid to do. It's easy money, man. The truth of the matter is, you know, what's going to happen the day his sponsor passes away or decides to, you know, stop paying him money, right? That's all I'm saying. Not a big deal, dude. But yeah, dude, look. Let me check out the chat real quick. The mid-30s guy is an actor. He is. You said this career, Eli? I did, dude. I'm not trying to take... Listen, bro. I'm not trying to take credit for it. I don't care about the credit, dude. The truth of the matter is, he knows I saved his career. He knows the only reason why he's still here is because I reached out to him during a time where he was about to shut down his channel, where nobody cared about him, dude. No one cared about the guy, right? At all. You see, here's the type of guy Eli is. When no one else gives a shit about you, I come in and I care. Because everybody deserves to be cared for and loved, man. And I'm man enough to come out here and say that. We're almost back on the pavement. I thought we were almost at the pavement back there, but it's about a four-mile walk, maybe a little bit longer. And I've been on for 93 minutes, which is an hour and 33 minutes. Please pick up after your pet. Please don't feed waterfowl. Regular feeding can cause poor nutrition, spread of disease, unnatural behavior, pollution, overcrowding, delayed migration. Keep wildlife wild. Yeah. Beautiful rocks here, man. Nice palm trees. You see, we have palm trees in California too. They're not just in Florida, man. They're not just in Miami and the Florida area. Those are real freaking palm trees. Heck, we even had palm trees on the Bay Bridge for a little while when they redid part of the Bay Bridge years ago, but it was hard to maintain it because it wasn't part of their natural environment sitting on a bridge. They need to be on solid ground with soil and all that stuff, right? But these are real palm trees. What do you think, man? And they're all green, man. Look at all this green. Beautiful. Look at that. Looks like these trees are owned by the Essa Bay Trail because they were able to put a sign on it. SIFUSMO. Again, dude, I'm not the type of guy that needs validation or credit to be happy. I like helping people just to help people. I've always been the kind of guy that favors the underdog. The person least likely to succeed or be accepted in the social group is the guy I will drop, and the guy and gal I will drop everything for. That's what I'm attracted to. You know why? Because when I was in grammar school, I felt like I was the least appealing person in the class. I felt like, at least initially, no one wanted to be my friend. And then I made friends, don't get me wrong. But I was always raised to be so nice to people, even when they're mean to me. I mentioned this before. I'll say it again. This comes from my mother. Too nice, right? To the point of where when people were teasing me just because they liked me, I assumed it was because they hated me, right? So I would withdraw from them, right? I never learned that, right? Until later on in life. Oh, man, this feels amazing. Getting my step back. So no, dude, it's not about wanting credit, right? You see, SIFUSMO, I'll tell you what this guy's going to do. He knows everything I'm saying right now. He knows I mean it. People associated with him, they know I mean it. If retracting those copyright strikes doesn't show good faith, and that's before even any counter notifications came through, right? If retracting those copyright strikes before even any counter notifications came through doesn't make a statement of how I actually feel about people, including him and others, how I care about them, then I don't know what will. Then some people just will never accept anything, man. And to those people, man, it's hard to be around them. You just have to walk away, right? There's nothing you can do. If there's nothing to work with, Dion, no matter how good you are to somebody, if there's nothing to work with, if they don't give you something to work with, then what's your only choice, bro? Stick around, try to change them, and go insane? You know, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, right? We're about to get back onto the pavement. So when the pavement comes, there's typically another half a mile to go. There are the ducks and birds and all that. It's absolutely gorgeous. I have to show you the sun again. I just love how well the auto exposure works on the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Got some birds. Got some squirrels, lots of squirrels. There's one right there. You see it hopping around. I love this part of the trail too. I've got to come out here and do it more often. And there they are. I think those are some geese over there, right? Lots of different types of birds over there. Geese, egrets, ducks. It's all out here, right? Absolutely gorgeous. I feel amazing right now. I feel so energized. I'm going to be 48 years old on December 17th. Hey, SIF, USMO, or anyone else here? You want to plan something crazy on YouTube for my birthday? I still need to do that 80s stream. I'm going to probably do that sometime soon. It's going to take me some time to set it up and to make sure all the music is not going to block my video. It'll give me a content ID claim, but I'm not going to keep it on my main channel once I'm done. I'm not going to monetize it. I'm going to move it over to Coach Eli, 2 uncensored live streams, but I still want to do that 80s and 90s stream. I'm going to add the 90s in there now. I'm going to select the top 20 songs between the 80s and 90s. Now I'm going to add the 90s in there that I like. and share the meaning of them. Maybe do a little dancing on the stage. Maybe do a little singing with you guys. Just a little fun stream, man, just to entertain people with real entertainment. None of the drama attacking type of entertainment. Real entertainment, right? Where you get a guy like me that'll be a goofy ass for a day or so, right? Or a couple hours or so at least, right? And the wind is pushing me because now the wind is the opposite direction, pushing on my back. So it's making me, I was already walking pretty fast, but I'm walking even faster now because the wind is just propelling me. But look at how clean the water is right here. There's a duck right there. Look at that. Can you see that? Look at that duck just floating there, right? I'm gonna try to get closer. Can you folks see the duck right there? I don't know if you guys can see that. Rubber ducky, you're the one. I used to have a rubber ducky. Anything that I would see on Sesame Street, I would beg my mother to buy me. When the rubber ducky song first came out, I wanted the rubber ducky. You know, the and they're yellow too, right? I'm sure you can get rubber duckies in multiple colors, but I think they made them yellow because they were more noticeable. And for babies, they want to make sure that, you know, the parent can see that, you know, the kid's not trying to eat it or something like that, right? While they're in the bath. All right, we are at 1 hour and 41 minutes right now. Let's head on back. You know, I've really enjoyed doing these longer mobile live streams lately, bringing you folks out on the beautiful SF Bay Trail and beautiful nature here in the wetlands, the San Francisco Bay Area wetlands. Oh, that duck is right there still. Where are you going, buddy? Oh, I see it right there. You see it right there? What's up, buddy? You taking a swim? I'm not that far, you know, from city life, right? It's actually just right around the corner, right? But even when you're on a trail like this and you're just literally just like 1,000 feet away from civilization, you feel like you're so far away. When you come out here, it's so peaceful, right? And I can still kind of hear the freeway and stuff because we're close to the freeway, Highway 101, US 101, but it's still just, it blends in with the beautiful sounds because you don't hear the freeway too loud. You hear it a little bit, but not like you're right next to it. You hear it from a distance, and it makes it sound like it's a sound of nature blending in with everything else around you, you know? Whew, man, good walk today, I'll tell you that. Ready to rock and roll. There's that expensive daycare center. A lot of squirrels popping in and out. This building needs to be like re-weatherized or something. You can kind of tell. Like the wall seems to be getting like discolored there. I thought this building is only a couple years old, maybe because it's by the water, like the salt messes it up a little bit. That's probably what it is, the salt. Whenever you're by water. That's why, like my Ray-Ban, I cleaned them. They had a lot of oxidation on the side, like I was showing you folks yesterday, but now I found something that cleans them, and I cleaned it off. But yeah, whenever you walk around like water, you know, you're dealing with salt, and salt can really mess things up. It can really deteriorate things. So yeah, we're walking right by this expensive, like top-notch, like 5 or 10 star out of 5-star daycare. These are the rich kids, the richest of the rich, right here. They have little bikes, lots of toys. I bet my ex-girlfriend Dana would love to own a place like this. She would make bank. She would literally I'd say at least quadruple her income, at least, maybe more. And she'd have to hire people because, she wouldn't be able to do it herself. Plus the law, I believe, only allows you to be able to take care of 6 kids at a time. There are strict limits, so like for every 6 kids, and then there are age requirements too. You have to have an adult caretaker. Yeah, so we're on our way out. I want to really thank all you folks for spending the day with me here today. Especially you, Dion. Man, I really have grown to love you, man. I mean, I haven't known you too long. I've known you probably now for, I'd say probably 6 to 8 months or so, 9 months. We met from American Dream. And you're a good dude. And you're a loyal dude. And when you really believe in something, bro, you focus your time on it, man. I appreciate that. I'm just curious to know if you're still around, Dion. You come from a pretty good family. I'm assuming you do. Are your parents still together, or did you at least have both your parents growing up? I don't remember if I asked you that before or not, but you turned out all right, bro. It's either you had a good upbringing or you did a ton of work on yourself, bro. And however you got there, bro, to become the person you are, to become the man you are, I respect that, dude. I respect that a ton. There's the backside of the Marriott. I think it's a courtyard. I don't think I've ever stayed at this Marriott before. But maybe I should at some point, just check it out. It's probably a couple $100 a night. We're right by the San Carlos Airport. San Carlos Airport's right on the other side. Well, this is where they park the planes. This is the back end, right? I think most people that were chatting are no longer here, which I can totally understand that. All right, we are at 1 hour and 48 minutes. It's a plane taking off. All right, folks, I'm going to start wrapping this up. Again, I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you to Lewis Fuller and Adelaide's Advice Addict for being here earlier. Thank you to SIFU SMO, aka Dion, for being here. And I think that's the extent of who was here today. Lots of other people watching, obviously. We know who they are. They can't chat. That's okay. Hope you enjoyed the show as well. Hopefully one day, even you folks that love this drama will understand that, hey, I'm not a bad guy. I'm not out here to tell people what to do. I'm not here to judge you or anything. I'm just here to help people get what they want. In order to get what you want, you have to rid yourself of drama. There's no one in a professional setting that wants to be around drama people. Professional settings, and even when you're dating a man or a woman, no one wants to deal with drama. So, hey, maybe some of you folks that watch myself, as well as watch what these drama groups do, maybe you're on the fence. Who knows? Maybe like a little bit of both, right? Maybe what I'm talking about here in some way secretly is helping you. You don't have to give me credit. I don't want the credit, right? I just want you to live the best possible life you can live. Strive to better yourself each and every day. That's all, folks. We are at 1 hour and 50 minutes. We're going to end this at 1 hour and 51 minutes. All right, folks, have yourselves a great one. I'll see you all. I might see you all later tonight from the studio, maybe a late night stream. If not, I'll probably see you tomorrow, unless something comes up. Who knows? Unless something comes up, I may be spending some time with my family this weekend. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye. We're out. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out.